A cool morning light rolls over the silhouette of the 2026 KGM G90, the hood stretching forward like a promise. The grille greets the world with a subtle, jewel-like presence, a patterned cascade that seems to breathe when the car wakes. Chrome accents are measured, never loud, they catch the sun and scatter it into thin, elegant ribbons that run into the lines of the fenders. From the front the car stands poised, a sculpted confidence that suggests power without aggression. The headlights are narrow, crystalline slashes that look more like art glass than lighting elements, their LEDs arranged in a deliberate choreography that frames the face and gives the G90 a calm, intelligent gaze. As the camera drifts down the side, every plane of the bodywork reveals itself slowly, deliberately. A single shoulder line travels the length of the car, rising gently over the rear wheel and creating a visual lift that keeps the body from feeling heavy. The doors close with a reassuring, engineered gravity, a soft, satisfying seal that promises solidity and isolation from the world outside. The wheel arches are sculpted to emphasize the car's stance, wheels of graceful complexity spin with a refined inertia, spokes catching light like blades of a well-crafted turbine. The paint, deep and layered, seems to change temperament as the viewing angle shifts, sometimes midnight blue, sometimes a deeper ink, a finish that rewards patience and observation. At the rear the design language is calm and resolute. A horizontal taillight signature stretches across the trunk, a thin, luminous band that gives the back of the car an almost meditative quality when illuminated at dusk. The trunk lid closes with the same thoughtful weight as the doors, and the bumper integrates exhaust outlets not as ostentation but as functional punctuation. The silhouette tapers subtly, lending the G90 an elongated elegance, as if the car were constantly preparing to glide forward even when parked. Slide inside and the world changes. The door opens to a silence, an absence of the clatter and stress of the outside. Materials are chosen like notes in a slow symphony, wide swaths of leather that are both supple and taut, stitched with a precision that rewards close inspection, open-pore wood with grain that traces natural rivers, warmed by careful lacquer, soft metals that make the tactile language of controls feel purposeful rather than decorative. The cabin is wide and breathable, designed not merely for seating but for inhabiting. Seats cradle with an intelligent firmness, their surfaces contouring to the body as if they remember previous journeys. Rear passengers enjoy a sanctuary, extended legroom, reclining functions that transform commuting into repose, and a center console that becomes a command bridge for comfort settings, media, and ambient lighting. Ambient lighting traces the interior in a low, sophisticated glow. Fiber optic strands nestle along trim lines like constellations, shifting color and intensity in quiet calibration with driving modes. The digital displays present themselves with a calming restraint, high resolution, their fonts chosen for legibility and personality, providing information with the tonal balance of a well-informed friend. The steering wheel is the tactile hub, leather-wrapped, slightly flattened at the base for an athletic whisper, controls nested neatly where the thumb naturally rests. Haptic feedback is gentle and precise, a subtle vibration from buttons and touch surfaces that communicates intent without shouting. Start the engine and the town around the car seems to blur into motion. The powertrain responds with a layered sound, engineered to be present but never intrusive, a deep, mellow resonance underlaid by a taut mechanical clarity. Acceleration is smooth, immediate, not about raw, breath-stealing bursts, but an assured, confident translation of intent. The suspension glides between firmness and compliance, isolating the cabin from city irregularities while giving the driver just enough connection to the road beneath. Steering is composed, calibrated for both serenity at speed and a responsive feel when the road demands engagement. Unwinding stretches the G90 surprises with a composure that borders on playful, yet always under a blanket of refinement. Close-up shots reveal the small luxuries that matter. The push of a button yields a precision-engineered kinetic response. The vents exhale air with a whispering force, and the climate controls are more instrument than necessity, they shape the interior atmosphere the way a conductor shapes an orchestra. The infotainment system is intuitive, its menus nested in a thoughtful architecture that avoids the trap of endless submenus. Sound systems are not just loud, they are sculpted spaces that place instruments and voices with an almost studio-like fidelity. Conversation in the cabin remains easy, private, the car is an island where voices sit comfortably in the air, neither forced nor muffled. Night reveals another personality. The exterior lighting choreography becomes a soft performance. The daytime running lights halo into a more attentive eye, the taillight signature creates a ribbon of presence on the road, and subtle puddle lamps offer polite illumination for entry and exit. The cabin ambient lights shift to warmer, more intimate tones. The dashboard glows like a horizon at dusk, and screens become readable but never glaring. In this half-light the textures come alive, the nap of the leather, the sheen of the metal trim, the depth of the wood grain, offering tactile richness to match the visual. Safety features integrate with the car's personality. Cameras and sensors provide a watchful but unobtrusive presence, their guidance woven into the driving experience. Adaptive cruise and lane centering systems negotiate traffic with a calm competence. When the driver chooses engagement, the level of control returns to human hands in a seamless, predictable way. The engineering philosophy is one of augmentation rather than replacement. Assist where it improves the journey, recede where it would steal the pleasure. The result is trust, an unspoken confidence that the vehicle is watching, learning, and ready to act when the necessary moment arrives. Everyday usability is not sacrificed for elegance. Storage compartments tuck away with practical geometry, cup holders present themselves with respectful stability, and the trunk swallows luggage with a depth and thoughtful layout that makes packing intuitive. Fueling, charging ports, and maintenance points are disguised in clean panels, designed to be invisible until necessary. The G90 is as comfortable in a valet lane as it is in a private driveway. Driving through a city, the car moves with an urban grace. It slips through traffic like a practiced dancer, the cabin isolating its occupants from the city's constant chorus. On highways the G90 opens into a long, unhurried cruise, harmonics are low, winds are tamed, and the miles glow by with a sense of economy that masks the effortful engineering beneath. On country roads the car's weight distribution and chassis tuning show a balanced temperament. It leans without giving up composure, communicates with the driver through subtle shifts, and rewards choices with a sense of mutual respect between machine and human. The G90's design is not a single statement, it is a series of curated choices that, when combined, produce an impression of considered wealth. Craftsmanship shows in corners, the stitching that follows a curve without hesitation, the alignment of panels that suggests patience in assembly, the small emblem placed where a fingertip might brush, a signature for those who care to notice. Technology is integrated as an invisible ally, driver aids, connectivity, and adaptive systems that live in service of comfort rather than spectacle. The lineage of the vehicle is evident, but it does not lean on nostalgia, instead it translates heritage into a contemporary language that speaks to modern expectations of both performance and restraint. Close the day with the car parked under a street lamp. From a distance the silhouette reads like a refined composition against the night sky. Approach and the car responds with a polite animation. Lights cut through the dark, the interior glows warmly, and the sound of soft locks engage like the last note of a song. Step inside one last time and the cabin embraces you, a private world that remembers temperature preferences, seating positions, and favorite playlists. In the G90 the journey is more than motion, it is a sequence of moments, small, luxurious, and intentional, strung together into an experience that asks you to slow down and notice. This is a car that does not shout for attention, but one that commands it in quieter, more durable ways. It is for those who value the sense that something has been made with time and thought, where every surface, every mechanism, every glow of light has been considered not only for function but for feeling. The 2026 KGM G90 is a vehicle that sits in the balance between authority and hospitality, between technology and touch, offering a translation of travel into something closer to an art form, precise, patient, and quietly unforgettable.